Popular Celebrities podcast is all unofficial. None of the conversations or comments from us or guests represent DoD or the armed forces.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are tonight's entertainment.
The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
You said you talked to Sherman. Y'all got
What up?
Oh,
What up?
shoot,
What
I
up?
didn't know we were. Oh man,
We
Yeah.
live.
didn't know that. Yeah, just figure that out.
Yes, sir. Welcome back. Welcome back to Unpopular Celebrity. We are bringing you guys more episodes.
I just
Boy.
love the way you still use that same intro, even though you know I hate it.
Yeah.
You're consistent. I'll give you that much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
What's up, people? Everybody in the building. I got a little cold. I'm getting over, so hopefully my cough is not annoying. But we're gonna bring y'all some topics tonight. Quicker show, but more structured show. So it's not gonna be your impromptu so much. But y'all are still welcome to comment on everything that you hear. Might not be reading as many comments, but you're more than welcome to allow to comment. Philly, over to you for introductions.
So if we can put this in perspective, and you might have captured it, but can you relay again? This will not replace the normal Sunday programming, correct?
Correct.
This is in addition. So in addition. All right. Good. So welcome everybody to another episode of Unpopular Celebrities. I am one of the hosts, co-hosts, Philly DC, along with the engineer to my right, maybe on your left. He is Pete, and then our other two members who is out in the world getting business done, Jessica Player, and as well as Dale Brown. Over there in Kusan Air Base, Korea, Reds in the Wire open fire. We are your unpopular celebrities. So, as Pete said, we're going to get into a couple of topics tonight. There'll be some quicker hitters. Just something new we're going to try to kind of get some more information out to you guys. Feel free to comment as always and like, share, subscribe. If you ain't subscribed to our YouTube channel, go ahead and do that. Go over to the YouTube channel, hit subscribe, and hit that bell. So every time we do a show, it'll be able to come up and you'll be able to see it and you can catch up with your boys and your gal.
For sure. First show. Good introduction. I got to take this headphone off. I'm still lagging. All right. So quicker show, but we'll go right into it. How do I start this? You were stationed at Kirtland once upon a time.
Holloman. but I've been to
Holloman.
Kirtland a
Okay.
couple times,
All
yeah.
right. Well, at Kirkland, New Mexico, is that the better of the New Mexico bases?
Debatable, but yeah, I would say that's more city, more built up than Holloman and Cannon. It's a lot of gang activity in Kirtland.
Oh, okay. Well, interesting enough. Title at the Air Force Times. This was you can find this in the Air Force Times. An airman dead after shooting at Kirkland Air Force Base. So you have, I think his name is Brian. It's Brion. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Teal Scott, age 27, got into a shootout with the members of the front gate at 2 a.m. I think this was Saturday. Pretty sure this was Saturday. So just reading the article, young Scott looked like he was a detainee and escaped or was trying to escape. Dead after attempting to escape an attempted detention, as the Air Force news release said. Pretty interesting. So as I continue reading, an incident occurred outside the base's Truman Gate Saturday during early morning hours at the 377th Security Forces. Personnel responded to the scene at 2 a.m. The arriving security forces resulted in a shooting during which an airman was shot in the hand, the release said. Security forces found, it says found, but security forces found Teal Scott dead at the scene, and then the cause of death is under investigation. There's no current threats to the public, the base said in this release. I've never been caught in a shootout at a gate before, especially not with one of my own. Kind of interesting dynamic to which this happened. I don't know if anybody's listening stationed at Kirkland, but hopefully if this was one of your friends or fellow colleagues, sorry for the loss, regardless how it is. But pretty sad to hear that a member of our community is dead, regardless on how it happened or why it happened, but he is. But with all this being said, hopefully the defenders did their job, what they were supposed to do. And if they took this member down after shooting them, that's fine. I know I've heard other reports say things were a little bit different, said that this member came up to the gate, was going to receive paperwork and started shooting at the people at the gate, shot somebody in the hand, somebody returned fire, shot him and killed him. Your thoughts, if you have any?
I guess it's mixed stories. From what I read, it was this individual that was he was a security forces member too, and he had a history of issues. He was already going through a potential court-martial proceeding for usage of cocaine and domestic abuse. And so I believe he asked his command team, to be discharged under other than honorable conditions. So he was awaiting for that. And so apparently he approached the gate in his vehicle, and the defenders at the gate, they did a traffic stop because he had expired registration. So during the traffic stop, one of the defenders smelled marijuana. So after that, things got out of hand. The individual in question departed the gate, and the thing that is still trying to figure out for me, that's still confusing, is that he sped away and the defenders chased him.
Right.
It was off the installation.
Yep.
And so in the report I read, it didn't specifically say, they said he had a weapon, but it didn't specifically say that he pointed it at the defenders. Now, it would lead you to believe that perhaps he did, because one of the defenders that was involved in the chase was shot in the hand. So I'm believing it may have come from the suspect in question, but the defenders ended up shooting him, and he's dead. So in the article I read, courtesy of I won't mention it because I can't remember. Fudge. I'm sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. But his father actually was contacted by the Security Forces Squadron's Kirtland's commander, and he offered his condolences. But the father is a little upset that he believes that he wasn't given all the information on why his son was killed. He doesn't understand why the defenders shot him. And so
Wow.
his father described him, of course, as a a good kid who wasn't a criminal, but he wasn't cut out for military service.
Okay.
And that's the reason why he was going to get into some problems. And apparently, the individual that was killed has a daughter. And he said he was looking forward to getting out the military and taking care of his daughter, spending more time with his daughter and all that other stuff's kind of sad. So, but like I said, this individual did have a history of using illegal drugs while being assigned to the Air Force. So, yeah, tragic
Wow.
story.
So first of all, this just illustrates that we always say you don't know what's going to happen on the day in the life of a security forces member. I'm sure that when they woke up this morning, they did not think that this was going to happen, nor would anybody think it. So please, when you see, if you are in the military and see these members at the gate, pay them the respect that they need, because this is not easy for anybody. I know it wouldn't be easy for me if I had to go through something like this. It's never easy to pull a gun out and shoot somebody. Nor is it easy, especially if they knew this person. Regardless how you feel about somebody, it's not easy.
Right.
But they are paid to do a job. And shout out to the members who did the job. Hopefully it was a lawful shooting and a lawful what ended up being a death. And we'll move on from here. But it's going to be tough for that team, tough for the commander, and tough for anybody to go through that. It's not easy at all. So don't think that these members at the gate, security forces, just have low ASVAB scores and that's it. They have a very, very, very a job that can get complicated quick. And I will be the first to say, no matter how much training you can go through, nothing can prepare you for the actual. So hopefully they did everything right. And, if something went a little bit wrong, that's okay too, in my opinion. Last thoughts.
Right. Yeah. I think a couple of things that unpack from this when you pull the thread. One, the idea that, this has always been discussed for many years when it comes to the security forces career field. I think it's a career field for some reason, because we have so many folks in the career field. There are a lot of folks that ended up in the career field because they came in open general. And you can argue a lot of the folks, I don't have the statistics, but at least when I was in the cop squadron, a lot of folks that come in open general probably should not be defenders. Not all open general, but there are some. To me, can we agree that you have to have a certain mindset and maturity to be a police officer?
Yes.
Whether it be security forces, military police, what you want to call it. You are carrying a weapon and you are charged to enforce the law, which is a lot of responsibility. I would argue that the Air Force in general needs to do or create a program to screen folks that come into the career field, mental health checks, more stringent background checks. And if they do not meet this requirement or the criteria, they should not be defenders. Now, of course, would that reduce our numbers? It could, but you have more quality folks. And I think in the end, you have a case like this. Maybe this individual, when he came in, was to whatever degree qualified. But, I was always told as a badge wearer, that's the worst thing you want to do is break the law. You enforce the law. You don't want to break the law. So you had that. And then the final thing, too, is the piece of not only folks being able to be qualified mentally to be a defender, but also the perception of folks what defenders do. Like, people get this idea you're on a military base, nothing happens.
Right.
I mean, these folks at JBSA at San Antonio, Lackland, they were shot at 2 months ago from some off-base folks. And so it is a very dangerous job. And I think we give them credit, but I think they deserve even more credit, especially for those young defenders that's carrying a weapon every day.
Yeah.
So, tragic story.
Way to end that.
Mhm.
Yeah.